if you're a black sheep or a scapegoat, the likelihood is that you feel wrong a lot of the time because of the beliefs you were given when you were a kid early on. Today, I'm just gonna become aware of some of those beliefs I was given and challenge them. So actually I'm gonna go to a museum or an art gallery and see if talking in an art gallery and making a video, I mean there's this idea that I'm not allowed to do it. There's a dog. And so I'm going to go and do it, and a whole bunch of other stuff, because actually there are so many of us who hold in place this kind of idea that basically limits our lives. So I'm going to see today, how is my life limited by all of these beliefs that I was given early on? And it's not big things, I'm not going to break the law. Okay, so I confirmed with the guy as I was walking in, you are not allowed to make videos, although you are, as long as you don't get anybody in the background or use a selfie stick. So I'm making a video. Nobody has arrested me yet. And actually, this pair of lovers definitely can't put that on video, obviously, because it's got half-naked people in it. But actually, the representation of this is fabulous, because what it's depicting is one single person. That's why there's only one wreath. It represents masculine and feminine within one person. That is some pretty cool stuff. Actually, I love looking at art too, because they hide stuff they're not allowed to do. So this was painted in, hang on, 1535. And this is Mary Magdalene, but not allowed to. Look, they've added the red bit in afterwards to show that yes, she is beautiful, but also the carnal woman. They're not allowed to say stuff or not allowed to do stuff, and so they painted it in the painting itself so that it could be found years later. That is fabulous. I am definitely not allowed to show you this amazing picture here, which is St. Paul at Ephesus, that's in Greece, and these people here are recent converts to Christianity, and they are burning books on alchemy, which of course were heresy. Not quite, because actually just before the books became heresy, they were actually legitimate, and Christianity was seen as a pagan religion, especially because it only had one God. I am definitely not allowed to make comments about my mother-in-law, and I'm not going to here because actually I loved my mother-in-law, now ex-mother-in-law. She was freaking awesome. At this point, I'm just going to illustrate that I'm not breaking rules for the sake of it, just to break rules, because actually most of these rules don't exist, like speaking in a church. I mean, you're allowed to speak in a church, but actually it's about understanding the internal boundaries that we hold ourselves. What are those beliefs that I have in me that I stop myself from getting on with my life? What fears do I hold? But even worse, which one do those, the narcissists and patriarchs, use to keep me in a certain paradigm? You know, if you have fears, are there people in your life that that are using those fears to keep you where they want you, controlled in a way that you are some sort of narcissistic flow? They're sucking your energy. Because actually, in becoming aware of those wounds that I still carry, that narcissists kind of hone in on. They can see the wound, they open it up, they suck out the energy. If I can become aware of those wounds, if I can heal them, then I become impervious to narcissists. Actually, the funny thing is, the more of that I do, the more narcissists turn up in my life, so I can put it into action, but then the stronger I become. I spent a lot of my life feeling wrong inside everything I was doing. Okay, that's the way I was brought up, but the recovery from that is becoming my own authority, and the way I do that is by doing new stuff, pushing my boundaries and the internal boundaries, and being aware of the emotions that come up at the time. So it's not normal for me filming gift shops like this, but as I do it, I'm aware that there's some uncomfortability, but it's also all right. this is expanding those boundaries that we hold so tight, so close, because we hold on to them, because we were told that we have to be perfect, and that's the way to stay safe in the world. But actually what we find is it keeps us from living life, and that becomes more painful. Okay, well, I just asked the lady behind me if she would give me an example of something you're not allowed to do, but actually she declined the interview. I can understand that. My channel's a slightly weird one. Anyway, we get to ask. That's the thing. A lot of these things that we do are self-imposed limitations. This guy doesn't look like he has much fear about performing in public. So many of us have this fear about who we are and what we can do and the things, all that kind of stuff. The more we can ask ourselves, why do I have this fear? Where am I limited in my life? How does it hold me back? Who holds me back? What do I really want in life? The more I ask myself that, learn to nurture myself, learn to work through the anxiety, just feel it, feel the fear and do it anyway. Yeah, it's kind of like that. For a more fun and amazing life. I don't know, it's going well so far.